Welcome to this video on the upcoming fight between Deontay Wilder and Zhang, obviously happening in Saudi Arabia, as a lot of fights are happening now in boxing, happening in Saudi Arabia, and getting into it really of who do I think is going to win, what I think we can expect from that fight, and how it's going to happen. So let's get straight into it. Going into the history, obviously, Deontay Wilder coming off a loss against Joseph Parker. Very strange performance last time out against Joseph Parker. It was a very different Wilder than we've ever seen, where he's very tentative to throw that equaliser that he has, and then it became a thing where Parker was winning, doing very well. You know, Parker showed real positive abilities in that fight, but against Wilder, when Wilder isn't throwing that hand, which is his great equaliser, where, you know, there are so many pro boxers who will outbox Deontay Wilder, but Wilder is up there with the best because of that great equaliser he has with that one shot, which will put you down and make you not get up, which he wasn't throwing, which is odd. Some people are saying obviously it's the aggression that's gone, which could, you know, in a sense, if it has gone, that's a big problem when you're going against Zhang next, who Zhang in his last fight beat Joseph Parker, which is why it's so interesting, because we've got Zhang there. Again, a big puncher, not probably as single knockout, has as much single knockout ability as Wilder, but still there. Still very much a great heavyweight. Has some problems with stamina, and likely to be easier of a fight in the later rounds, as we've seen within his career, that actually he's a very good boxer, but in a sense he has got a bit of a problem with his gas tank, or at least did previously. I don't think that's going to change much, and against Wilder I honestly don't think it matters, because Wilder isn't known for going really heavy or anything. He's just trying to hit that one punch, and it's not about he's not going to try and burn out Zhang in any way in this fight. He's not going to try and move around him, trying to outbox him. He's looking for that one punch, and that's how Wilder wins. And I do believe Zhang wins by finding that one punch as well. I don't see Zhang outboxing him. I really see it as Zhang will. It's not going to be a clinic, that's what I mean. So Zhang will get the rounds. It's just whether, and this is the whole point of the fight, if you think Zhang will accumulate enough problems for Wilder where he will have to try something and Zhang will catch him, or if Wilder actually doesn't get it, or Zhang gets him out there early, when Zhang is fresh and has the ability to he just goes in full force and just tries to get him out of there. I think it's a very interesting fight in that sense. I prefer Wilder later on than I do Zhang, and Zhang I prefer earlier on in the fight than I do Wilder. And I think it's quite clear Zhang is a better boxer, but Wilder has that. I can't think of anyone really going back, at least in recent times, who've had that one touch where he can really touch you, not really that clean, and it puts especially heavyweights down for the count. It's very odd. It's a great equaliser he has, and that's why he's got so far, because that equaliser is so amazing and it works every time, you know, and it does it against the best. So I think Zhang's got his work cut. I think if Zhang gets hit with something like that, I think he's at least getting put down to the ground. Whether he gets back up, that's the other question, really. That's a question for the night alone. with Wilder. I think Wilder could hit him harder than anyone's ever hit before, and it's just that thing of, does that person in that minute get up or not? And I think Zhang wins rounds massively. I think he will tire out, and if Wilder just keeps himself in there, I think you're waiting for the opportunity to get that hand in there. And against Zhang, save yourself. Keep that hand for the second half of that fight, and you'll be alright. And if he does overthrow, let him have it and just see what he does. I think Zhang's game plan has to be to get him out there early. I think it has to be, because he knows he's not going to win the boxing. I think if he pushes against the ropes, Zhang has enough power to knock out Deontay Wilder, and I think that's how he has to do it. So, going through what I think the game plans will be, who do I think will win this fight? I think Zhang wins it. I don't see how he doesn't. He's won against Joe Joyce, he's been Joseph Parker, he's been up against a great many heavyweight fighters. And I do think Wilder has lost a step from where he was. I do think he's not that guy who fought and called out Tyson Fury. He put down Tyson Fury. I don't think he's lost a step. Against Joseph Parker, he definitely did. And I think it will come back at least a bit. I think people go, this is a positive movement. But from the Parker fight to this fight for Wilder, do I think it will be so positive that he will beat Zhang? I don't think so. I think it's very difficult for Zhang to be beaten when he's beaten these guys. He's beaten Joseph Parker. He's faced hard-hitting heavyweights before, not on the same level as Wilder, but also them fighters are better boxers than Wilder, technically. So I think it's going to be difficult for Wilder to last in there for that many rounds against Zhang, who will walk you, and his whole style is to walk you down. And the one thing we saw from Tyson Fury is that when Wilder is walked down and pushed backwards, it's a lot harder for him to get that punch on him. And I think Zhang walks him down early, keeps it walking him down early, does some real damage to him, and I think it actually pushes him off and keeps him more tentative to let that hand go than he usually would, and that is exactly the problem that'll get him KO'd. I think he just gives Zhang so little to worry about early that Zhang one round will go, I'm going to try and get him out of here. He gets a knockdown, and then Zhang a couple rounds later will just keep going for him. And I think Wilder just, in that Parker fight, was telling, when Parker's doing success, getting success, and you're not willing to throw that hand, that is your weapon. You have to be throwing it, because also for Wilder's game plan, it's not just the power that it knocks people out, it's the people get touched by it before and they go, wow, okay, I know what I'm scared of now. People will talk about his power, it's unreal, but until you get touched by it, even on your gloves, I think you go, well, okay, that's something different than anything I've ever experienced before. So I do think Zhang gets this done. I think it is done within the first half of the fight. I think he does push him back, sort of a Tyson Fury game plan at least, of pushing Wilder back and getting it done that way, and then getting him against the ropes and getting him with a few shots, really. And I think Zhang's just got too much power for Wilder to not get knocked down at least once in this fight, if not KO'd. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.